Hi everyone, welcome back to another video, and I apologize in advance for my puberty voice. I am not sick. I am officially 1 month on testosterone, so this is just how my voice sounds for right now. I am okay. I'm not sick. This is just part of the process. But anyway, I was asked a question by the audience about if I can address precocious puberty, because this is something that I mentioned is a reason to prescribe a puberty blocker. So I'm going to do an introductory video today, and then I'm going to do 2 to 3 more videos down the line talking more detailed information about precocious puberty and that kind of thing. So today, we're just going to address this question. So what is precocious puberty? Precocious puberty is the onset of pubertal development 2 to 2.5 standard deviations earlier than the population norm. And so when we're talking about a population norm, we're talking about the average age of puberty, and then standard deviations. If you were to look at a bell curve, where most of the population, is about 50% of the population is right in that middle range, but then you have percentiles on either side. And so a standard deviation is kind of a measure of how far off from the average are these people. And so 2 to 2.5 standard deviations is going to put us at less than 8 years for females or less than 9 years for males. And so we're saying that on average, female children reach puberty, or they start puberty at about 10.5 years of age, and males reaching about 11.5 years of age, with a standard deviation being 1. You are going to have precocious puberty or abnormally early puberty in children younger than 8 if they're assigned female, and younger than 9 if they are assigned male. And so that's basically all this is. Someone who has had puberty begin before the average, and not just a little bit before the average, but very significantly before the average. And so there are a few reasons why someone might have precocious puberty. There are a few different mechanisms that may cause this. And so we're going to talk about the types of precocious puberty just in the bare bones details today. The first type is called central precocious puberty, and this is also known as gonadotropin dependent, also known as true precocious puberty. If you've watched my videos about the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, this is what I'm referring to when we are talking about gonadotropins. Gonadotropins being LH and FSH, which cause signaling to release estrogens or androgens at the gonads. So it is gonadotropin dependent. So this is where you have early maturation of the HPG axis. So this problem here stems either in the hypothalamus or in the pituitary. So you are either increasing the amount of GnRH that you're producing or the amount of LH and FSH. And in doing that, you are causing an increased release of estrogen or testosterone down the line. And so we call this true precocious puberty because you are getting this centralized process. You are increasing the rate of puberty based on this very beginning signaling mechanism. So this is our gonadotropin-dependent precocious puberty. The next one is peripheral precocious puberty, also known as gonadotropin-independent puberty. And as this kind of says, it is not dependent on gonadotropin. So this is not relying on LH or FSH. So what does this mean? So we're saying that the HPG axis is intact. It is normal. So you have no problems with your hypothalamus. You have no problems with your pituitary gland. Those are working normally. You are producing a normal amount of GnRH and a normal amount of LH and FSH. But you still have, for some reason, a high level of estrogens or a high level of androgens. And so even if you don't have a high amount of the signaling molecules, you are getting increased levels of the steroid hormones anyway. And this might be due to a tumor of some kind in the ovary or in the testis. And I'll go into that detail later. But this is, like I said, increased estrogens and androgens without an increase in LH and FSH. And then the last type we're going to cover is called benign or non-progressive variants. And this is just Not so much a precocious puberty like you see with these other two types. This is just where somebody happens to have a mild increase in axis activity, or they might have a mild increase in DHEA, which is an androgen produced by the adrenal gland. Also, slightly increased estrogen or androgen that would make their puberty be more rapid than normal or earlier than normal, but not to where you have a significant pathology. So this is just a normal variation that may cause somebody to develop more rapidly than somebody else. So I hope that this made sense. We have all of our types of precocious puberty. We have central, we have peripheral, and we have benign non-progressive. And the next few videos, I'm going to break each of these categories down, and we're going to discuss why these happen and what pathologies might be present and what we can do about them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell for notifications, and I will see you all in the next one.